Hi everybody, I'm here today to do an interview with my daughter Krista. Say hi, Krista.
Hello.
Tell us about your family, yourself a little bit.
I'm a mom of 4 boys, almost 7, 5, 3, and almost 1. I've been married for 8 years almost, and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, you guys all live with us in the same house right now, which can be a blessing, can be a challenge, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about each one of your boys.
Well, my oldest, Christian, he's the easy one. For the most part, he's very compliant and very independent, can take care of himself to some respect.
And how old is he?
He's almost 7.
Okay.
And my 5-year-old, Rylan, a little more challenging. He's very aggressive at times and very energetic and stubborn. Benjamin is 3. He's kind of a mix of the two in a way. Being around Rylan and even Christian will make him more of his bad behaviors come out, and when he's by himself he's a little more quiet. And Reese he's my almost 1-year-old. He's challenging in himself, being the baby, and I'm still nursing him, and he has other medical things going on that attribute to his fussiness. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot going on.
Mm. Sounds like it. I could say firsthand there's a lot going on. What was a day in the life or a week in the life of you and your boys, you and your family, before the coronavirus?
I would take Christian to school in the morning. So that was between 9 and 3:30 that he was at school. And then it'd just be me, Rylan, Benjamin, and Reese. Reese would take naps on occasion. The other two would play and fight. Whenever they would get too much or felt like they needed to get some energy out, I would take them to the park, the mall play area, McDonald's play place, just somewhere for them to go and play, or even go to church or something like that. Just we could go somewhere that they weren't stuck at home getting bored and fighting with each other. We would go out at least 2-3 times a week.
I took them to McDonald's before, and McDonald's is really cool. You just let them run. Mm-hmm. They play in the play set. It's literally hours. They'll play with the other kids. You just don't have to worry about them. There's no correcting. Very little worry. If you just let them go and eat on their own time and you're not in a hurry, it's real low stress. It's really easy.
Yeah, and it's funny that I've noticed, at least from my observation, that they're one of the more better behaved kids in the play place compared to everyone else.
And that's probably good to see, huh?
Yeah. And it's such a big contrast to whenever they're here. So I think that really attributes to them being bored when they're here, and then that causes a lot of the bad behaviors.
What about for yourself? What kinds of things could you do for yourself before?
I could go to a church group once or twice a week. Whenever everybody else was done with work, I could be relieved of my duties for a couple hours to go take myself to dinner, go see a movie, just drive around, whatever. There was the gym in the morning too, at least twice a week. Mm-hmm. It was recent, before the coronavirus thing, that I was doing that, and then I got shut down real quick.
What about friends? Were you ever able to spend time with friends?
My childless friends, I don't see very often, just because different lifestyles, and they're usually doing stuff on the whim and I have to plan stuff, so I didn't see them as often, but I would on occasion, like going to Painting with a Twist and just going to hang out at a restaurant or something like that every once in a while.
How have things changed now with stay at home?
I can't take the kids out to McDonald's or the mall, and usually whenever I tell them to go outside, they don't want to do that, so they're just in the house all the time, fighting with each other, running around, screaming, getting into trouble, and it's really stressful.
So there's no release for them to release their energy?
No, there isn't.
Everyone is in the house. right? Everyone who used to leave the house to work is now at home working at home.
So there's the added stress with that. Like, I gotta keep the kids quiet. Got my mom working in the upstairs office. I got my husband working in the basement. So both levels, especially downstairs, it's like amplified down there. So just the added stress of trying to keep them quiet all day whenever they don't want to be or can't be quiet, that adds a lot of stress to me.
Is there any difference from one day to the next, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
I forget what day it is constantly.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
Depends on the baby. He's woken me up at 4 o'clock in the morning before. Typically it's 5 or 6, usually 5. And then I don't go to bed until 9, 10 o'clock at night, and that's only because I stay up for a little bit after the kids go to bed to feel like I have some time to myself.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe some of the feelings, some of the stress, what it's like?
It's really frustrating. I lose my patience a lot more than I would like. And I feel myself getting really angry, not just at the kids, but just at the situation in general, being stuck at home. I understand that it's for a good reason, but that doesn't change the fact that it's hard on me.
Mm-hmm. So no school, no activities, no adults, no release, no relaxation, nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
How about a story?
Story?
Yeah, a story about a difficult day or... I mean, I could say I've noticed you just want this thing to be over. It's very difficult on you, and there's not a whole lot anyone can do to help. I mean, we can. You go to the grocery store or you go take a nap, but it's not the same as having any kind of freedom.
No, because I can't do anything for myself that I would normally do.
Some days seems really difficult. I see it. I understand it. There have been times where we've given you the opportunity to go to the grocery store or just go for a drive or go take a nap. But it doesn't seem like it has that sort of rejuvenation aspect as before, when you would be able to go see a movie and just kind of go totally unwind and just get away from this situation and just be out and be free.
Yeah. And I think that's partially because I know even if I am gone for a couple hours and I come back, it's going to be the same stress the next day. I mean, I had that before, but at least I was able to get out with the kids and do other things, and it's just much harder now.
So would you describe yourself more introverted or more extroverted?
I'd say I'm an introvert with occasional extrovert moments, but overall I'm an introvert. I definitely need the quiet time and alone time to be able to unwind and stuff, but at the same time I will put myself in positions where I am around other people needing, like, where I would have to socialize. So that's the little bit of extrovert coming out, but it's just a little bit.
So do you think the stay-at-home coronavirus with 4 young children is more difficult as an introvert, or you think it would have been more difficult as an extrovert?
Well, the extroverts would say, well, I need to be around people and this and that. Well, you are around people all the time. They may be small people, but they are there.
Do you think they're the kind of moms that like do crafts and all these activities?
I think so.
Okay.
So
They just want to engage the kids and they get energized by that.
Yeah, I don't have, especially now, the energy or the mental capacity to be able to put together and execute said craft.
So yeah, and they say that introverts expel energy or use up energy interacting with other people, and they need that solitude time to re-energize, where an extrovert gets energy from interacting with other people, and it actually kind of drains their energy to be in solitude. So it sounds like in your case, you're forced to interact with, they're little people, but you're forced to interact with people constantly. And they're not like adult, you can say, I need a break, or don't ask me that right now. They listen, but the little people don't really listen, do they?
No.
They just like need your attention and energy, and it just seems like it's constantly drain, drain, drain with no real opportunity to fill back up.
That's exactly what's going on.
Can you talk about one of your worst days or one of your worst moments? How that felt?
I don't know if I can really pick a worst. I mean, it just seems like every day is having moments of those worsts. I get fed up with the kids for the 100th time not listening or fighting and hurting with each other, that I end up yelling at the kids, and I can see in their face that they are either scared or sad that I am yelling at them like that. And that it hurts me to see them like that, but it's almost like in the moment I couldn't control it because I am like so at the end of my rope. My tank is empty, and that was all I had left to give. So a lot of times if it's nice enough out, I'll just go sit outside and leave the kids in here. Like I did that today. Just walked outside to get some quiet. It only lasted for a little bit, but it was a little something. It didn't really rejuvenate me, but it did give me some kind of a break. But I have days like that a lot where I'm just yelling at them and nobody's listening. So by the time people are done with work, or it's just the end of the day, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do anymore. I check out.
I think it's kind of interesting because early you described yourself as a stay-at-home mom, and we're under a stay-at-home policy from the state. You would think, well, you're a stay-at-home mom. Staying home is just normal, natural. Oh.
Even all stay-at-home moms get out every once in a while. You need it. Whenever you are home all the time with little kids, you need time away. Really, you don't get any breaks. People will be working all day, and they'll come home and like, oh, that's my break from work. I don't get a break from work.
Well, I wonder if like Warren and your mom, when they're at work and then they come home, they're more kind of excited to see the kids and they engage the kids maybe more. Where when you're home all day, they kind of just don't. Do you see that?
Well, I think my husband's been stepping up and helping me because he sees how I just can't anymore. So I'm thankful for that, but I do agree that there are times where he wants to take a break too, because he's working all day and then he wants to take a break like he normally would. At least he would get a break in the car on a commute, and he's not commuting now. So, yeah, I feel like at times I get less help now, even though there's more people in the house.
When we talk about reopening the economy, what's the first thing you'd like to see them open?
A kid play place.
Okay, so like the McDonald's play place or the mall.
But that's probably not going to be the first thing they open,
right?
Unfortunately.
Restaurants, maybe.
Yeah.
So, okay. Church?
Yeah, church would be good, but if it's 10 people or less, church isn't going to open.
Right. Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel?
At this point, no. And it's making me feel trapped. Like it's never gonna end. And it's almost dooming to think about. So I'm at the point, at least in my irrational thinking, just open everything up and let's just get back to it, because I don't care anymore. I just want to be able to go about normal life And I don't care what consequences that would bring, because at least it would bring me some kind of normalcy.
I guess the feeling of doom, hopelessness. I mean, restaurants, churches, large gatherings, they're going to be among the last. Maybe gyms.
We should move to Georgia. They're open.
So yeah, I mean, even if we don't roll out phase 1, I mean, maybe some phase 2 gives you some relief.
Maybe.
When's that?
Hopefully before school starts.
Hopefully school starts.
Yeah, that too. Because then I would have 3 kids going to school instead of 2, so that would really give me a break. Then it would be easier to just be able to stay home and enjoy some quiet.
Do you feel like people understand and appreciate what moms of young kids like you are going through right now?
No. I did a Google search about stay-at-home moms and quarantine today. I found working at home moms, and that was pretty much it. I'm not a working mom. My kids are my job. Everything that I've seen and heard about is parents who are working from home and just single people working from home. Talk about how lonely they are not being able to see their friends. At least you get to rest. You get quiet. I don't.
Well, hopefully with the video, we can share it, get it out there. Maybe you'll connect with some of the other moms out there. And
Maybe.
I know that doesn't give you what you really need.
Zoom doesn't help me.
Zoom doesn't cut it?
Nope.
Well, is there anything you'd like people to know about you, your situation, or women in your situation? We see the frontline heroes, right? The healthcare workers, even the grocery store workers, and the people that put themselves at risk. And you know, we understand that that's very public. Is there anything you'd like to say in addition to kind of let people understand about moms like you who are really suffering?
Yeah, those people are putting themselves at risk to maybe get the coronavirus or something else, something other than the coronavirus. But we are putting ourselves at risk, the stay-at-home moms, being home with our mental health. We are becoming depressed, isolated. A lot of us are becoming anxious, and we're just mentally exhausted and drained. And I don't think people either realize that, know that, care about that. Because childcare always seems to fall back on the mom. And it's like, oh, you're a mom, that's what you were supposed to be doing. It's alright. You're made for that. So we kind of just get swept under the rug like, you'll be alright. You need to check on us. You need to help us. Give us a break. However that may look. Even if it's allowing us to go downstairs, take a nap, taking the kids outside while we stay inside. Something. We need that acknowledgement that we are sacrificing.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Krista. I will try to do better. I will try to be more helpful, and I will encourage your mom to be more helpful and to think about you and step in where we can, and even if it's giving you those smaller breaks. But I appreciate you sharing this with me and now with everyone on video.
You're welcome.
If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and talk to you again soon. God bless.